In this episode of the Funny Business Podcast, does procrastination make you depressed and poor?
We dive into some say what, talk about our favorite type of breads, and then take it, where we talk all things breakfast. Mike, hit the music. All you co-workers of the Funny Business Podcast, as the great Fergie once said, let's get it started in here. And we will get it started on this beautiful, beautiful afternoon, beautiful evening, beautiful morning, whenever you decide to listen to us. We're always there for you. You obviously know, or if you don't know, if you're new for the new year, my name is Matt. Alongside with me is my co-host, my best friend, my roommate for life, Mike. Mike, how are you? How are things?
And running, 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 and running. Lose control out of your soul. I don't know the lyrics.
Where are you going with that one?
Dude, I'm vibing. It's another episode with you, my best friend. It's been great. We got a lot of stuff coming this year. Even though we only are on episode 2 of the year, we had some great business meetings, Matt and I. We actually talked about the podcast outside of the podcast recording. So you could tell that there's a little productivity cooking in the business meeting, in the general room, the LGR, the large group room, the large group instruction room, whatever the heck you call that big meeting space for your folks at your job. But no, man, it's been good. I'm ready. I don't know what is going to happen today, but we're going to find out.
Yeah. Brand new not brand new, but a newer format look of the podcast starting today too, which is always exciting. And just ready to keep on keeping on. Yeah, I'm just excited. I love the start of every new podcast. It's like the start of a new week, because it is. It's like we're a new podcast week. And credit to us for really planning out how to make the podcast better for you all. Credit to us.
Yeah, because that's the only people we have to credit.
That's credit to us.
It's like making a baby. You know, like every episode is like making a baby.
You know, I went to talk about April at work today, and I said, oh, April did this. And someone said, oh my gosh, I thought you were going to say she was pregnant.
What?
Yeah. I was like, excuse me?
It's okay.
What happened?
My people always say, oh, did you get engaged this past weekend? I'm like, excuse me?
Well, that's a little more realistic than me having a kid.
You never know, Matt, with those advices that you gave the last few weeks before the end of the year in 2022.
Don't be silly, okay?
I know you're not.
Thank you.
All right. Well, let's pivot out of this awkward conversation and let's hop into some of the topics for today. Matt, we were pretty productive this past week getting set up for the new year. New year, same podcast, but new podcast. So we felt a little ambition, you know, putting the remix to ignition. I don't know why I'm still rhyming, but it's fine.
We're gonna get canceled.
We'll keep on timing. I'm stopping right now. Just full stop right here. Anyway, Matt, did you feel any chance of procrastinating this past week?
In procrastinating in what?
Anything in particular? I don't want to say anything in particular because I don't want to self-incriminate you, but like, did you ever just feel procrastinating, or did you procrastinate, or did you have some level of procrastination?
I'm going to say yes and no.
Okay.
I really feel like I have to burp, so I apologize if I burp at some point. Yeah. Coming back to work, obviously it's weird for us and anyone who has that week off between Christmas and New Year's. There it is. But not that I procrastinated when I came back, because I have a big event coming up next week and I don't have time to procrastinate. It's just always kind of weird coming back after a week off.
Yeah.
Now I get the hiccups.
Oh, God.
Just trying to get back into the flow of things. So I did have a lot of stuff to do, and I got a lot of the stuff done. Coming back into work last week, I was a little flustered and concerned that it was going to be a little overwhelming, but I had a good grasp on it, got a good head start on it. So I didn't procrastinate, but it is definitely a weird vibe trying to get back into the rhythm, trying to get back into the regular work week schedule.
Interesting. Thank you for sharing, Matt. I appreciate you sharing your personal experiences.
You're welcome.
What's great is when scientists think, hey, we should find out things that connect to one another.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, the Journal of the American Medical Association found that procrastination among university students is linked to depression, poor health, physical pain, and economic difficulties.
Yeah, I mean, not to discredit whatever scientists came up with that. I think I could have come up with those 4 things on the dot. No, I'm not smart by any. Well, I'm not dumb, but I'm not smart by any means. I'm a very average human being when it comes to my brain. That's a no-brainer.
I am an average genius.
I'm very average in every single sense of the way.
So to break down the study, a study of 3,525 Swedish university students analyzed the participants at 3 different points in time to assess the impact of procrastination in their health. The results showed that procrastination had a weak but noticeable effect on the students' mental, physical, and financial health. And researchers urged students to stop dragging their feet on their schoolwork. Comments about that?
It's kind of hard to say when someone's depressed to tell them to just stop dragging their feet and suck it up. That's a little harsh.
Yeah.
I mean, that's very harsh. I mean, it makes sense. Like when you're depressed, you don't really want to do anything, let alone schoolwork. I mean, I was happy I didn't want to do schoolwork. So I could understand when you're not feeling like yourself and when you're down, you kind of just want to like decompress. And schoolwork's not very decompressing. It's very stressful at times. So yeah, that kind of adds up in my eyes.
I think this study's a load of bullshit, in my opinion.
In what ways?
So this is the first time in college, I should say, this is the first time when an 18-year-old, let's just stick with traditional, a 18-year-old individual is by himself, independent of his own responsibilities. This may be the very first time that a individual like an 18-year-old is having their first ever responsibilities independently. I mean, we look back from our high school days, from your freshman year to about your junior year, halfway through your junior year, and maybe even the start of your junior year. You got to get carted around to like soccer practice, basketball practice, baseball practice, football practice. You are taking the bus to and from. Everything is a responsibility that is taken care of for you. Transportation, purchasing things, so like buying food, getting the materials that you may need. But when you move into college, a lot of that becomes your own responsibility, which I think results in procrastination because sometimes, to be completely honest, I remember in college, I don't know what the hell I was going to do choice-wise. Was I going to work on paper? Was I going to work on test? Was I going to work on video project? Was I going to work on socializing? There's so many of those avenues that cause such procrastination that the thing that I don't like here is it's economic difficulty. So the headline from this, which is by the New York Post, it says procrastination can make you depressed and poor. I don't think that's either or.
I don't know. It could. I think I don't know if procrastination makes you depressed or poor. I just think it can all coincide in some sort of way. I don't know if that's a direct result of procrastination or if that's because they're depressed, they're procrastinating. I think you brought up a good point though, saying you don't know how to prioritize. Obviously, people are going to take their major classes like more serious than their like gen ed classes.
Absolutely.
So yeah, would I procrastinate on like my religion class because that wasn't something that was going to affect my day-to-day life? Yes. Like as a sport management major, I was more concerned with my sport management and my business classes than I was my science class or my math class or, like I said, religion. Like, you do need to prioritize, but I don't necessarily think that prioritizing is procrastinating, because at the end of the day, you're still getting that work done for that other class. You're just pushing it off because it's not as important.
Right. And yeah, you're right, Matt. Prioritizing is something that all college students will eventually learn within their degree process. However, I think procrastination too is sometimes linked to rest. Like, there's very often times where people are like, oh, they're procrastinating because they took a nap. Well, maybe they were tired. Like, I think this really crosses over into the mental health sphere, which is something I'm trying not to like bring it around, although it is acknowledged. I don't want to sit here and, speak about mental health for the next 20 minutes before we go into your segments. But, the idea that if somebody's tired, they should nap. And they shouldn't be called that they're procrastinating. They should be called that they're taking care of their health first. And I think that's something important for everybody. Like, yeah, I'll sit here and I'll procrastinate. Like, I know I will sit here after we're done recording this episode. I'm going to have dinner. And then when I'm going to try to edit the pod, there's going to be times where something's going on with my computer and I'm going to be on my TikTok. And then that's going to be like 10 minutes gone. And then that's considered procrastination. But can you imagine, Matt, let's pretend that we're, working on the railroad all the live long day.
Yep.
You ever see those videos of the NSYNC people with the hammers that are driving in the nails to the railroad track?
Mm-hmm.
Could you imagine you spend 2 hours just constantly hitting a nail with a hammer? You get tired. You get exhausted. So it's the really special point of you actually resting and finding something else to stimulate your brain to be able to move forward with tasks that are more important to you.
Right. And let's say a college student doesn't take that nap and they decide that they're just going to go right into the schoolwork. What if they're so tired that they can't do the schoolwork correctly or properly?
Exactly.
Then their grade's going to get affected. Like, I would rather say, okay, I know I have to get this work done, but I'm too tired. So I'm going to nap for 2 hours, wake up rejuvenated, maybe eat a dinner, and then after dinner, I'm going to be in a better mood. I'm going to feel better, more awake, more motivated to get that work done. In my eyes, I don't see that as procrastination. You're just prioritizing what's important for you and your mental health and your schoolwork or your actual work or whatever it is you're quote unquote procrastinating on. Like, you just need to be in a good mindset to get that done. And if a 2-hour nap is that, then that's it.
Mm-hmm. But I think, Matt, there comes along with ambition too. There comes along with actually wanting to do something or actually wanting to make an impact within your day-to-day life. Mm-hmm. Maybe you're a researcher in China, and you're trying to develop an artificial tissue called artificial tunica albuginea, or ATA, that can restore erectile function in pigs.
Mm. Oh, that could be someone's job. Yes.
Woke you up there, didn't I?
Sure did.
This was reported by the Daily Beast. The material mimics the tunica albuginea tissue in penises that could one day help humans recover from injuries to organs like the heart. The team tested it in pigs with tunica albuginea injuries and found that the ATA patches restored erectile functions, although they did not fully restore the surrounding natural tissue. The researchers believe that ATA could provide a platform for potential tissue repair systems for other organs. So if you get burnt, let me tell you, there's time to recover.
Yeah, I don't know if I'm going to take a pill that cures pigs' erectile dysfunction for my own body. I might pass on that. Yeah, but it cures pigs' erectile dysfunction, correct?
Yeah. Well, yeah.
Yeah, I don't know.
This got awkward.
Yeah, I'm not quite sure if that's going to be a pill that I'm going to take.
You never know, because somebody had to do it, like somebody had to perform this research and they were procrastinating. I mean, I'm pretty sure, let me tell you, if I had to work with pigs' erectile functions, I think I'd procrastinate.
Yeah. Yeah, no, that's fair. And I think most people would probably procrastinate on that.
You imagine like going home to your parents and being like, guys, guess what type of research I got? I'm going to try to fix pigs' erectile functions.
Or even like coming home to your wife. Hey, honey, how was work? Good. I got 3 pigs to get it up today.
3 pigs were certainly in a blanket.
Yep. Oh man, do you think no,
please, come on.
Do you think when a pig puts a condom on, they call it pigs in a blanket? And I love pigs in a blanket, but now every time I hear that term, I want to think of that. So thank you for ruining pigs in a blanket for me.
You think pigs use condoms?
Maybe. I don't know.
Okay.
I don't know what kind of size condoms pigs need.
Don't Google
horse.
search. Don't Google search that. What does a penis of a pig look like?
Yeah, no, don't.
Please don't.
Not. That's not my advice this week. But some advice I'm giving you is please do not Google how big is a pig's penis.
Now, when they say you're hung like a horse,
well, then you need the XL size.
All right, enough talking about condoms. Yeah, I think for somebody who reads this, I think will automatically feel depressed, in my opinion, which I think is just a, what do you call it? Not a caveat, but a discrepancy within the research. I think it's important. Matt and I were talking about it, obviously, during the show. Is, be mindful, be cognizant of your health, be cognizant of everything that you're doing, because that's what's going to lead to you getting the job done. And I procrastinate, but let me tell you, I'm happy financially. I'm happy. I'm fine, and I'm not in any physical pain besides an ingrown toenail. But I digress.
Yeah, I mean, just don't feel pressured to do something just because society or other people pressure you to do something. If you need to do something that's good for you and your health and your schoolwork and your actual work and your relationship, friend life, whatever it is, just home life, just do what's best for you.
Amen. So, get out there and sleep, get your work done, or procrastinate, because I think you should not listen to this study, in my personal opinion.
Yeah. I mean, really, I'm not going to let a scientist really tell me how to live my life.
Yeah, to tell me what to do. Just like that delivery driver said to Josh Peck and Drake and Josh, have a great day. Don't tell me what to do.
Yep. There it is. That's one way to put it. Today's episode of Funny Business is made possible by our friends at Spotify with Anchor.fm.
Matt, after years of using Anchor for Funny Business, our listeners can almost repeat word for word what Anchor can do for a podcast like ours.
Oh, we do. It's everything you need to make a podcast in one place that allows you to record and edit your podcast right from your phone or computer.
And if you're like us with absolutely insane busy lives, when you host your podcast on Anchor, you can distribute your podcast on listening platforms like Spotify, Apple Podcasts, or where you are listening now.
So download the free Anchor app today or go to anchor.fm to get started. All right, let's move on to some segments we have today. 2 of the most popular ones. We'll start off with a little bit of Say What. I'll go first. We'll go back and forth.
Hit it.
So this one's really, hit deep with me the last couple weeks. Mike, let me ask you a question before I really get into this.
Shoot.
Let's say you're thinking of going to an event.
Okay.
What are you going to do when you're thinking of going to an event? What's your first step?
Depends on the event.
What generally, if it's like a, how do I want to put it? Let's say it's not like a sporting event. It's just like,
it's not like clubbing.
No, it's like an actual event you have to pay a ticket to go to.
Oh,
what's going to be your first step?
Oh my God.
When you first hear of an event, what's your first thought?
Am I available to go to that event?
Okay.
If I'm interested in that event.
Right. If you're interested in that event.
Yes.
So before you buy a ticket for an event, you're going to find out what it's about. What are you going to do at that event? Who could I go to the event with?
Yes.
Yeah. So my first one, just be prepared before you buy tickets to go to an event. Like, make sure you know what it's about. Who's going to be there? What am I going to be able to do? What is my $25 for this event going to get me? What you shouldn't do is just buy tickets for an event and then have no idea what it's for, and then try to figure out if it's an event that you want to go to, because then you may have just wasted $25, if that makes sense.
Yeah. I think from an event organizer perspective, because personally, I mean, I've only gone to events that are either hosted by my work or I'm the one who's running it. The fact of the matter is, the thing that we do with our events, Matt, is there is we don't process refunds.
Mm-hmm.
And I'm not saying that's more of a financial gain, but that's just more of a commitment. I think it just becomes more of a nuisance to the people who are organizing the event, because then you get asked a million questions that, like, kind of everyone else that is attending said event is kind of fully and truly aware of. But yeah,
no, it's like a waste of time when you spend like a good hour of your day trying to answer questions that should be answered already.
Right.
Yeah, it's just a little frustrating.
Yeah. I mean, event management and logistics are always a pain in the butt, and they're always exciting, and they're always ever changing, and they're always fun. I remember, this is a funny story that I can't say I'm allowed to share, but I know I can share, is that we were hosting an event for work that was celebrating a reunion of 50 years. And around that time, there was a dress code for these individuals that we were bringing back to our workplace. And one of the things were dress recommendations. That was the other thing that was going to come out of my mouth. It was like, what do you think about going to the event? Like, what should I wear? And we gave them dress recommendations. And they said, why do we need a dress code? And it's like, it's not a dress code. It's a recommendation. Because, and I kid you not, Matt, for the next 2 days, because the event was 2 days long, I was questioned why there was a, quote, dress code at tables, socializing. And, you know, to be completely honest, Matt, I was just like, look, right now we're at a time in this world where people will ask, what should I wear to this event? I said, because there's a lot of times, I said, weddings, for instance, galas, places of just fun events, like parties, there's a sort of a dress recommendation. And let me tell you, I can't stand weddings when it comes to dress, because I'm always thinking to myself, it's always a suit and tie. But then it's like, okay, semi-formal. And it's like, no one knows what semi-formal is. I think there's just a true lack of education when it comes to just dress codes.
Yeah.
And when I say code, I mean, like, what do we mean when we say business casual? Or what do we say when we mean black tie? Or what do we say when we mean formal?
Yeah, I mean, I still think semi-formal is a shirt and tie. Like, that's just my opinion.
Yeah.
But you're right. I think there is a misunderstanding of dress codes. And it does make things difficult. But yeah, just be aware of what you're buying a ticket for, or what you're spending your money on. Not even just the ticket to an event. Before you spend money on something, just know what it's about, know what it is, know what you're getting your money's worth for. Because why would you spend money on something if you don't know it's valuable for you?
You know what they say, don't always assume, because you know what happens when you assume. You make an ass out of you and me.
Correct.
And I feel bad for whoever has to go through that for the last hour of answering questions. Matt,
Yes.
I'm a changed man.
Are you?
Let me tell you.
Let me tell you something.
Let me tell you something. Matt, I'm a sandwich guy. A sandwich guy.
Yeah.
You know, good old meat between the bread.
Yep.
Maybe
good
the cheese.
Old, honey hammer.
Oh, good old honey hammer.
Yep.
You know, Matt, I got to go to the grocery store. I got to pick up loaves of bread.
Yep.
And for the longest time, I did not eat the ends of the loaf.
Okay.
I'd put them in the freezer, and Jenna would always like to put them in the toaster and put peanut butter on them for like breakfast or like lunch or something like that.
Homemade croutons.
Oh, that's an idea I've never thought of.
Yeah, that's a game changer.
There you go.
Because you can put your own spices on it. Game changer.
Okay, I'll have to. Okay. So last week, I was having a little bit of an issue with my counting of bread. I wasn't going to have enough bread pieces to make it to work the whole week.
Okay.
And the only two pieces that were left were the end pieces. I said, you know what? Maybe just once. I'll do it.
Okay.
And lo and behold, man, I did it. And I was wrong.
Really?
Sorry to Jenna. Sorry to anybody that I've ever said anything about I don't eat the ends of the loaf. There's nothing wrong with the end pieces of the loaf.
I don't believe you.
You clearly haven't
not eat an end piece of a loaf.
You clearly haven't had the experience like I have.
I don't. It's too much like crust. Like it's not. It doesn't taste like a real piece of bread. It's fake bread.
It's fake bread.
Yeah, it's fake bread.
Fake.
What kind of bread do you buy?
I buy a multi-grain. Like I buy like a whole wheat multi-grain. Like,
yep.
I completely forget what exactly that is.
You want to quickly rank our top 3 breads?
Breads.
I'm ready if you're ready.
100% whole grains. 100% whole wheat.
Okay.
Top
3 breads. I'll go first. I got my list.
Yeah, go for
Number
it.
3, white bread.
Okay.
Why? Because it's bad for you. There's no nothing in white bread, but it tastes good.
Okay.
Number 2, marble rye. Marble rye is delicious. It is great for BLTs. It's just a delicious piece of bread. Number 3, potato bread. Unmatched. Nothing better than potato bread. A potato roll with a hot dog. Game changer. Love potato bread.
I have an inconclusive for number 3. Number 2 is whole wheat. And excuse me, why are you shaking your head?
What is inconclusive for number 3 mean?
I don't know. I don't have a number 3.
Okay, so you have top 2. All right, Mike's top 2 breads.
Top 2 bread. Whole wheat. Number 1, Italian.
What do you mean
like
by
on the
Italian?
sub?
Oh, okay, yeah.
Yeah, like Italian, an Italian roll.
Okay.
Because we did talk about the best sandwiches a couple episodes ago.
Yeah.
If had 2 pieces of bread together, it's considered a sandwich.
Correct. That's a fact. That is a fact.
So yeah, end pieces, game changers, man.
You know
Saves me a lot of money.
I'll have to try it again.
Yeah,
I'll have to try them. Yep. All right. My last say, I believe I briefly mentioned this on the show. I don't think we had a long discussion about it.
Are you going to talk to me about us not being best friends?
No.
Okay, I don't want to hear that shit.
No. It's about showering.
Oh, yeah.
Yeah.
I don't know what we're going to talk about.
Night showers are way better than morning showers.
I'm not going to comment because we've talked about this. We've argued about this, and I will stand by my opinion of a morning shower.
Wait, I mean, I took a night shower last night and like laid in bed. I was out in like minutes.
Why were you sweating, Matt?
I wasn't sweating.
Oh,
what do you mean?
Why did you take a night shower?
Because I worked during the day and I didn't take one in the morning, so I needed a shower.
I was waiting for because I was watching Cops.
No, I love a good night shower. I mean, it just gets you cozy for bed. You just lay in bed, you nice and warm. I put on my heated blanket. I was really toasty. I was nice.
Heated blanket. Oh my god.
Heated blanket. What do you mean? What's wrong with the heated blanket?
I cannot. Oh my god. I have such a hard time like conditioning my body to like cool or like stay warm. Like,
Yeah. Okay. Well, if you need to stay warm, get a heated blanket.
no,
Absolutely.
I just have blankets and I wrap myself around them.
Like a cozy burrito.
Yeah, like a little taquito.
Okay. Hey, whatever works.
Yeah. I actually I spoke about anything else about cold hot showers. Have you ever tried a cold shower?
I don't like cold showers. No, I don't even like lukewarm showers. Awful.
You're piping hot?
I'm a piping hot shower.
Oh,
Yeah.
I can't do
Piping
that.
hot. Not like piping, like not that it feels like it's
Scalding?
scalding myself, but like a notch and a half below that. It's perfect.
I think Jenna likes to turn it all the way to like where you can't turn it any higher.
I'll start it off that way, let it get warm.
Same.
Then when it gets up, I'll turn it down a little bit.
Mm-hmm. Yeah. Wow, Jenna actually just gave me a really good topic for next week
Oh,
to talk about on the podcast.
Stay tuned.
Stay tuned. Speaking of Jenna, that's funky. Anyway,
That is a stumper.
that is a stumper. Yeah, and she says this sounds like something you and Matt would talk about on the podcast. Well, guess
Wow.
what, Jenna?
Look
We
at
are
that.
talking about it next
Wow.
week.
What great advertising for episode 144 of the Funny Business Podcast.
Shout out to my girlfriend, the love of my life, Jenna. So Christmas, I talked about my golf clubs that I got. I'm super excited for them. I'm itching to swing. I don't know where to swing. I want to swing somewhere.
Don't swing in your house.
No.
You know what you can do though? You can practice your swing in your house now.
I did that one time.
Yeah, I do it all the time. I'll do it when I was like shopping with April, she'd be in TJ Maxx, I'd be behind her like practicing my putting stroke.
I could do putts. I could do putts in the house. Anyway,
Slow down.
I had some other fabulous gifts that I think I need to take the time to talk about. And I got them from my mom and my dad.
Well, your dad, I know what your dad got you.
What did my dad get me?
Oh no, you got him 30
Yeah.
pack Miller Lite.
It's like, what did he get me?
I got that confused.
Yeah, I actually wrapped a 30 pack of a beer, a Pilsner, in wrapping paper, and I actually gave it to him. I don't think when I brought it in the day that I came home that he thought it was his. He didn't think it was his.
Did he cry?
No.
Oh.
He's like, no, thanks.
That would have been awesome.
I was like, oh, good dad. But my parents got me two things in particular that I've been enjoying lately. The first thing that I got was new bed sheets, but they're t-shirt material.
Oh,
I've been sleeping like a baby lately with those.
I like that.
Jenna has some at her parents' house back at home, but I saw my brother Trent, shout out pod, friend of the pod, recurring guest, have bed sheets like that in his room. And I'm like, what are these? And like, was like kind of like feeling the pillow. And I was like, this is nice. So I got it for Christmas. It's beautiful. It's so like, it aerates through. Like, it's so nice. It's not thick. It's not like weird. Like it's nice. And the second thing I got a chopper, like for the kitchen.
Like a ninja chopper? You're just like,
I don't want to mention brand names, but I will, like a slap chop.
okay.
So like thing, you put the onion underneath and you go pop, 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 pop.
I like it.
Let me tell you, I made some ground turkey stuffed enchilada ground turkey stuffed peppers.
Oh.
And you had to dice onions, you had to dice jalapenos, you had to dice cilantro, you had to cut cilantro. Let me tell you, the thing, literally the time it took me to chop all the stuff, I think like cut my time in half by using that chopper. And beautiful. It was just great. It was awesome. It was really affordable too. It wasn't this expensive thing online. Like it was $20, I think it was, but like, whoo, I feel like a chef in a kitchen now.
Chopping stuff by hand takes forever.
Mhm.
Yeah. No, that's always a great gift because it does stuff save someone. It's just so easy. Just put it in 1, 2, 3, done. Next one, 1, 2, 3, done. Yeah. Pew pew pew.
Did you ever see the
pew.
remix of Slap Chop?
No.
I have to send that to you. It's pretty funny.
Also, ground turkey's phenomenal. I think we definitely talked about that before the podcast. Love
Name your favorite ground meat.
Turkey, beef, chicken. Turkey 1, beef 2, chicken 3.
Yeah, chicken's weird. Ground chicken, like usually it's more.
I like ground beef. It just gets too greasy.
Yeah.
Mm-hmm.
So.
Yeah. All right. Now that we got some things off our chest, let's have a nice heated debate, Mike. We haven't had one of those in a long time.
Lovely.
It is time for the OG, the very first segment we had on this show. It is time for Take It. And Mike, I know you.
And I know you.
And I know you know me. So you should know what's coming.
Who would win in a fight?
No.
50 duck-sized horses or one horse-sized duck?
We all know the horse-sized duck would win.
Okay.
However, or no. I misspoke. The horses would win. There's 50
Well,
of them.
you said it on the podcast. It was recorded.
I misspoke.
Uh-huh.
Yep, I make mistakes. I'm human.
You take that back. I hope they cancel Oprah. You take that back.
We're having a food debate.
Oh, again.
Yes, but this is a good one. What's the most important meal of the day to some people?
Serving it up. Gary's way.
Pop. Breakfast. Mike, when you think breakfast foods, obviously people love bacon. We're not going to debate bacon's the best.
Okay.
Some people like sausage. Some people like ham.
Waffles.
I'm not a big egg person myself. What else is a big staple with breakfast?
Pancakes. Waffles.
It's more of a side.
Eggs.
Potatoes. What face was that?
I was so excited to debate eggs.
I don't like eggs. We you know I don't eat eggs.
I was kind of excited, man, but okay, potatoes.
No. Potatoes, right? Now there's two main forms of potato side dishes. So Mike, what you seem confused.
I'm very confused. I'm like drawing a blank on the different types of breakfast potatoes.
What's better? Hash browns or home fries?
Oh, you're gonna have to make me split.
Yeah. Oh, we're picking.
We are picking tonight, boys.
We're picking it up.
Sugar honey iced tea.
This one's very tough because they're both very good.
I'm gonna have to pick hash browns.
Why?
When you had me pick a choice between hash browns and potatoes.
Home fries.
Home fries, thank you.
Yep, you're welcome.
Hash browns and home fries. I gotta write this down because I don't know why I'm dropping this idea of home fries.
So yeah, so some people might call it different. So the hash brown is like the square.
Yes.
Like what you get at McDonald's. The home fries are kind of just like thinly sliced potatoes, kind of.
So that was my point when I had to pick between home fries and hash browns.
Yeah.
The first thing that came to mind was that big ass hash brown that you used to get, that you got at McDonald's. And I think you still get it to this day. And like, yeah, is it a grease puck? Yes, it totally is a grease puck. But that thing was so freaking good, man. I have to tell you. And then not only that, Dunkin' Donuts, shout out to all the different brands if you want to sponsor us. Dunkin' Donuts gives you these beautiful quarter-sized hash browns that you could literally just take ketchup packets. You could pull out a hash brown. You could put a little ketchup on it.
Nope.
And then pop goes the hash brown in your mouth with ketchup.
Yeah, the hash brown goes pop in your mouth.
No.
Okay. So I love hash browns. McDonald's has great hash browns. Dunkin' has the best hash browns. However, I have two gripes against hash browns. You mentioned one of them. Way too greasy. I don't want to start my morning. I don't always want to start my morning with that much grease.
Okay.
2, you have to have a good hash brown. It has to be cooked perfectly. Because if it's too undercooked, then it's basically just a home fry. If it's too overcooked, it's way too crunchy, there's too much crisp, and you can't taste the potato. The only reason I think more people like hash browns better than home fries is that not every place can make home fries. Like McDonald's wouldn't be able to make home fries. That's not possible for them. They only can mass produce hash browns. But when you go to a good, you know what makes a great breakfast at a great diner? Go to hash browns. Like if I'm ever given a choice at a diner between hash browns and home fries, I'm sorry, go to home fries. Sorry, I misspoke. I misspoke there.
I was waiting to see how
What
long you were
makes
going
a
to take
good
that.
breakfast at a great diner is the home fries.
Oh,
Because
really?
every diner can make a good home fry. If I'm given the choice at a diner or a restaurant, if I go to Perkins or IHOP or Friendly's, and they ask me home fries or hash browns, I'm picking home fries every time. They're less greasy. You get more potato. That's just a fact. You get more home fries in the potato, or more potatoes in a home fry than a hash brown. And they're just like a good quality made home fry. So good.
I think hash browns have a stronger flavor than home fries. I think you need a lot of seasoning for home fries.
Oh, I disagree. I think I love hash browns. A lot of the times, I think it's just a lot of grease and it's just a lot of like fried. I don't think you can season a hash brown as much.
I will say that hash browns are easier to eat than home fries.
That's and I will give you that 100%.
Wow, that's a funny business first.
Hash browns is a guy you can put into the starting lineup every day, and they're going to be there for you. Home fries gonna have to come off the bench. Not as versatile, not as much longevity in home fries, but I think over the long run, it's a better player.
Do you put ketchup on your home fries?
I don't like ketchup. I don't use ketchup for anything.
A Pittsburgh Steelers fan, you do not like ketchup.
Heinz makes more than just. First of all, it's not Heinz Field anymore. Did you just swallow your microphone?
No, I didn't.
Okay. Yeah, no, I don't use ketchup at all.
What?
We've definitely had this conversation.
I don't think we have.
We've had to have. Ketchup is the worst condiment.
Oh my god. I think we just subset our Take It segment. We just had a subdivision of this Take It segment.
Let's debate. Why is ketchup the worst condiment?
We're going to bring it back.
It's just gross.
Relish.
Okay, relish is also bad.
Darn, I can't even make my case anymore. So like when you do home fries with ketchup, you're literally like trying to, like, I have to do the method of like scooping my fork in the ketchup first and then scooping the home fries and then putting it together. Whereas like you could literally slather a hash brown with ketchup and then it's fine.
So why can't you do the same with home fries?
Because you literally, it's 2 steps. Like
make it one step.
Scoop the fries, like scoop the ketchup, then scoop the fries, and then pop. Whereas like you could literally take the hash brown and then scoop it in the ketchup. Like you're literally doing it
ketchup
separately.
Right on top of the home fries.
No, that's weird.
Why is that weird?
That's weird.
You know what I put in my home fries?
I'm curious for somebody who doesn't eat ketchup. Go ahead.
Hot sauce.
Okay.
Game changer.
Let me tell you.
Pep in your step in the morning.
I made this fabulous, over the past weekend, I made this fabulous egg and cheese sandwich on a bagel. I put buffalo sauce on that shit.
Yeah. See, I
might have breakfast for dinner tonight. I might. Why not?
So I hate breakfast for dinner.
Brenner?
Maybe because I'm just not a big breakfast guy.
Do you remember when we had breakfast for dinner at college? And shout out our sweet mate Brian. You'd always hear him, I hate Brenner.
Brenner is the worst. Like, there's no need to have 2 breakfasts in a day.
But for some reason,
maybe that's because I'm not a big breakfast guy. I don't do eggs. Like, I can do eggs I can do sunnies or eggs over easy, like with the yolk. I just taste more of the yolk. But like if I do like a breakfast sandwich, I can't just do like an egg and cheese sandwich. It has to have some sort of meat.
But for some reason, when you have breakfast around 11 o'clock midnight, it's somehow better.
I know. Like I'll have a cereal cup for a snack later. Absolutely. I did that last night. I was hungry. It was like 11 a.m. You know what I did? Cereal cup of cinnamon
You mean
toast
11
crunch.
p.m.?
11 p.m. Cinnamon toast crunch.
Wait, you mean last night or yesterday morning?
Last night.
Yeah.
At 11 p.m.
You okay over there, buddy?
No.
Was that drink serving you a little more than usual?
It might be. It's almost gone. It's tasty.
Oh, man.
I'm so flat. Why can't you just put your ketchup on top of your home fries?
It's the same people as who put, getting back to the fries.
Oh, no.
Same people who put ketchup on top of their fries. You should dip
what's wrong
the
with
fry
that?
in the ketchup.
But
You have no voting
you
rights
end up
because you don't
wasting
like
more-
ketchup.
You end up wasting more ketchup or whatever condiment
No way.
but if you put it on the side, you're like scraping it and then it gets left on the plate and you can't scrape it up. If you just put it right on the fry, you eat more ketchup.
Then you're not
Like,
getting
it's
the
a waste of
experience
condiment.
then.
What?
You're not getting the true experience of having a really nice dipped ketchup.
I'm not looking for the experience of eating ketchup. I want to taste it. I don't. If
food
it's
is
like
an
a ranch.
Experience, man.
No, it's not an experience. It's food.
Did you not hear what I said? The first thing that came to mind when I had to choose was getting literally that pouch of a hash brown at McDonald's.
Yeah.
It literally looked like a little pouch. It had a hash brown in it.
Okay.
I haven't had one of those in a while, and I really want one right now.
Okay. Maybe tomorrow.
Some DoorDash, baby. That's it. But I just think, although I will give you hash browns are a little greasy.
Very.
I will say they are a little bit more portable, which means that there is a little bit more flexibility in having some potatoes for your day.
They
Whether
are
you
more.
are-
Hash browns are more versatile. That is
Right.
true.
You are agreeing with me for the second time. Are you okay? Is
No, I'm
something
just
wrong with you?
It's a tough argument. I'm not saying home fries are way better.
Wow, you
Like
picked
I like both. They both have good qualities. I just think a good round of home fries is better than a good hash brown.
Okay. I will say, if I can give you a compliment, I will say like a home cooked breakfast. Like my mom loves to make home fries. That is always good. Like I always love a good home fry. Like
I'm
at
gonna throw a
home.
wild card out there. Sliced canned potatoes. Like already sliced canned potatoes. Like a little thickness to them.
Okay.
Phenomenal. Absolutely phenomenal.
I don't think I've had those before.
It's basically like home fries, but they're already like cut and thicker. Like it's kind of like a thick potato chip. But it's
I
like
gotta look it up.
cook. Yeah, just look up like sliced canned potatoes. So good. My mom makes them the best.
Oh, okay. They look like chips.
Yeah, pretty much.
Are they potato chips?
Maybe, but they're actually like thick. It's kind of like taking a bite of a fry.
Oh,
Maybe
okay.
not as thick as a fry, but
Dude, I'm getting hungry
A little
right now.
thicker
Just
than a
talking about this. Oh man, I don't know if our if our coworkers have listened long enough to understand what time we record. We record after we get out of work and right before dinner. So
yeah, I
I
don't think we've ever disclosed that on the podcast.
don't think we did.
No, it's
It took us 3
143.
years.
Almost 3 years.
Right? We've always done afternoons.
Yeah, I mean, maybe when we first started doing COVID, we did it during the day. Just because, well, I was unemployed at the time. I think if you weren't working that day, we did it during the day.
Yes.
No, I guess we did always because you did have work. I feel like I was just more prepared, or not more prepared, but I had like more time during the day to prepare just because I was unemployed. So that's why I feel like we did it earlier.
Well, I think during the pandemic, I think I was off Monday and Friday.
Hold on, stop, pause. You did not just say pandemic. What? Where did you learn that word from? Who said that?
The tripod. Shout out Keith and Zach. Friends of the pod.
Let's not call it the pandemic. We don't need to give the pandemic a nickname. It was the pandemic. I don't need to make the pandemic sound cool.
No.
Hey, remember that pandemic we went through 10 years ago?
You called it the
Yeah,
cocoa.
the cocoa. Because people are the cocoa.
Because people?
No, it's the cocoa. When you have your kids, honey, daddy has the cocoa right now. Okay, he's a little under the weather. Can't go around him. Like, that's for the kids. I'm not gonna go to my 6-year-old kid that I have whenever I have kids and be like, yeah, I lived through a pandemic.
I think that's going to come into fruition.
No.
Or the pando.
The pando?
The pando.
Panoramic?
The pando.
No.
No, not pano. Pando.
Oh boy. Oh boy.
This is what you get for doing a podcast with me for 3 years now. We got to come up with some
no,
more
you're-
original
yeah.
content instead of talking about a margarita mixer and showers.
I haven't mentioned the margarita mixture in
You
like
haven't because you guys have used it.
months.
Oh man. Well, maybe you're listening while we're having while you not we are having with you, but you are having breakfast. So maybe you have some hash browns. Maybe you have some frozen hash browns in the freezer that you just like to put in the microwave or the toaster. Or maybe you're kind of whipping it up like Chef Mikey G or Chef Matty S. And
Chef Boyardee.
What's that?
Chef Boyardee.
Yeah, Chef Boyardeeing it and making some home fries. But we hope you have a good breakfast if you're listening to us then. Maybe you're listening to us in the afternoon and you're having some nice, diced potatoes or mashed potatoes, my personal fave. I think we talked about potatoes. Not going about it again. But that concludes another episode of the Funny Business Podcast. Make sure you subscribe to all of your listening platforms or where you're listening to now. You can find all of our social media links at solo.to/funnybusiness. I will say, but I will toss it to Matthew because I made a very interesting discovery when we were having our business meeting.
Mm-hmm.
Matt, would you like to share with everybody what's been going on with us lately as far as social media related?
Yeah, we were.
What is
posting
that?
Some, I had to think. Posting some more clips from the podcast, which is always nice to share some of the funny experts that we have, or funny. What's the word I'm looking for?
Excerpts. I think
excerpts. Okay, I think I said experts.
I was like, I'm a funny expert. Thank you, Matt.
You're welcome. Yeah, but just trying to provide a little more content throughout the week for you guys.
What about?
Oh yeah. Oh, I forgot. Oh yeah. Oh, we're back.
Oh yeah.
We're back, baby. We are back. The hiatus is over. We are back on Twitch. We're gonna shoot for every Tuesday. That's a set firm every Tuesday, and then maybe another stream or two during the week, or maybe if one of us is bored on a weekend, if we're bored, we'll stream on there. But definitely every Tuesday. We didn't talk about this. We can talk about this now. Assume like 7:30, 8 o'clock, like normal time.
Yeah, that's what I was thinking.
Okay. All right. Yep. 7:30, 8 o'clock. So make sure you follow the Twitch, put notifications on so you see when we go live.
Eastern time, by the way.
Yes. 7:30, 8 p.m. EST. Yeah, but very excited to get back on. I know it's been a long time. I kind of got a little bored with video gaming there for a little bit and been playing a little bit more recently. And, we're not going to fully commit back to our regular 2 times a week like we did because our lives are busy. But for now, every Tuesday, you can join us.
And based on demand, you never know. It could open up more opportunities to do twice a week. You never know. But yeah, solo.to/funnybusiness. You can follow our Twitch at twitch.tv/funnybusinessen. Mr. Matthew.
Yes.
What is your advice for the good people, the coworkers of the funny business world?
Read a book.
Really?
Just kidding. No, my advice for you is to make sure you eat like one good full meal a day.
Okay.
Like, I'm guilty. I don't eat a good breakfast at all. Most of the times I don't eat a good breakfast. However, I make sure I eat a good lunch and I make sure I eat a good dinner. Get those nutrients. Make sure you're not starving yourself throughout the day. Make sure not starving yourself. Make sure you're not, just a good full meal really just makes you feel a little better. It makes you more energized, more rejuvenated. And I think sometimes we, don't, when I say a good full meal, I don't always mean like go eat like 3 quarter pounders from McDonald's. No, throw them some veggies in there. Who doesn't love a good veggie? Who doesn't love some good fruit? That's my advice.
And what was I going to say? Follow up to that. Yeah, just make sure you enjoy it.
Yeah.
The purpose of you having a good meal is to enjoy it. And it's to nourish your body and really make you feel good. And in addition to that, an addendum, make sure you eat at work, please.
Mm-hmm.
I kid you not how many times I have to remind certain people from my own job to eat at lunch. Take a pause, eat at lunch. The work is not going anywhere for you. So make sure you eat, please.
Correct.
But yeah, what a great episode. Another one bites the dust.
Mm-hmm.
And another one done and another one done. And we got next week for you. But until the next time, see you all in the next episode.
Stay safe, everyone.